Mission is working. I need to remember the camera's that way. Okay, we are live. Everybody, guys, the setup is different today. I'm going to get everything loaded up here. As you guys know, I have to get all the chats loaded up. So can everybody please just chillax for 2 seconds? We've got some super exciting news to talk about. I'm going to get chat pulled up. Okay, boom. Actually, this is a perfect time to go live. We're always live at 2:41. What up, James K, the first person in the chat? First on YouTube? Nope, Barasa viewers, you were not first. I'm so sorry. You were third. Okay, boom. Let's get everybody in here. How is everybody doing today? You guys will notice. First off, how is the audio? Can you guys be like honest? I understand it's not going to be sure Seth MB7 quality, but is it working? This is a courtroom. Yes. We have an exciting announcement. And I'm free. Just kidding. Audio's good. Audio loud and clear. Audio's good. Why do you do what you do? I mean, that is a really good question to go into what we are talking about here. Am I getting sued? Yes, Mr. Oddsmurf, we are here to sue you for $10 billion. Okay, guys, I want to jump right into this. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm going to blow you away. I am not in my office. This is not it. We didn't just remodel. We are in New York City. We are in New York City because we had a mission and we had a goal. We're going to invite 2 people in here in just a second. But we want to find a way to reinvent this industry. I talk about it all the time. Our goal is to reinvent the way we buy cars so we can do what's best for consumers. And I feel like there's so many companies and so many people that advertise that exact phrase, but they don't live by it. They don't abide by it. They work behind doors while dealerships while trying to persuade people that they're a consumer-facing company. So what we did is one of the biggest steps that I believe we've done in Delivrd is we are going to align forces with Craig and Cole from Visor. Craig and Cole, if you guys want to come in here. And we're going to do an Ask Me Anything. So Craig and Cole, they run a company called Visor. If you've seen this stream at all, you guys have seen the search engine tool. You guys know what it's about. We are doing an alliance. This is not a buying of companies. This isn't a share. This is we all have one mission. Let's get in a room and figure out how we build a better mousetrap for consumers. We're not buying a dealership. It's like that. It's like one day. But we'd like to just answer questions. Obviously for us, we share this vision of reinventing the way we buy cars by doing what's best for consumers. It's written right back here. And that's what we want to do. We want to build a company, and they want to build a company that have and share that same mission and work together and what that is. So any questions you guys have about Visor, any questions you guys have about Delivrd, about any of this, one vision. It's like the Avengers. I think we decided we're like the Avengers. 4 brothers with the same mission, all sick of the same trade-in tools. And not trade-in tools. Sorry, search engine tools and car buying service. What is Visor? Let's take that on.
This is the first time Cole and I.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really. Yeah. Craig.
That's right. I'm Craig. Hi, I'm Craig from Visor. This is my brother Cole. First off, I just want to say, okay, one, this is the first time Cole and I have ever been live. So forgive us while we, read and respond to chat messages. But I do just want to say, I can't tell you guys enough about how much your support has meant to us. Seeing the messages in the chat about your experiences with Visor and cheering us on is really has meant the world. We are building this, and we have built this based off of our own frustrations from other search products that are out there, and frankly, them not being consumer oriented. And we built this for ourselves, and we built this for you all, and we just cannot thank you enough for all the support, and happy to answer any sort of questions you guys have and requests for features, etc. We are an open book.
I love it. So somebody said, how does Visor make money? dive right into the tough question.
Today, unlike the other car search sites that are angled at selling as many ads and leads, i.e. your personal information, as possible, Visor makes money only by Visor Plus. So it's backed by consumers and not by anything else.
Here we have to ask a question. Any questions on the books, Matt? You can ask whatever you want. That's the first thing. Fourth brother is Emil. That's my brother. He is behind. There's only spots for 3, and he was the odd man out. I'm just kidding. He doesn't like cameras. He's scared of them. So he's going to turn when I have talk. How do you differentiate yourself from Auto Tempest? And what are you doing to expand search engine to allow other markets to turn up results?
I think the core differentiation between, say, Visor and really any other site is dependent on where the information comes from. Now, the way that most other search sites operate is that, again, their greatest incentive is to just serve you as many listings as possible, page and page and page, so that they can provide and place ads during that experience. And then when you click in to a listing, on the right, you see like, hey, request information. That's your information being sold as a lead. The way that Visor gets listings and the way that we're different is that we're pulling listings directly from the dealer site. So that way we have more coverage. And yeah, that's
the way I like to think about it is that who is the customer with those sites? Why are you able to use those sites for free?
Yeah.
Because you're the product being sold to the customer who is the dealer, right? And so, when you kind of take a step back and think about the implications of that, you quickly come to why those experiences have been so bad for so long.
And I am Craig, by the way, and that is Cole.
I'm Cole.
I feel like we need
name badges.
We should have worn name badges.
Yeah, that's totally good. And guys, we're on other platforms, so we're moving the camera. Maybe we'll move it a little bit less, but I just want to make sure that Craig and Cole are in the picture.
I'm going to throw 2 things in.
Yeah.
Number 1, I want to get this out the way for D-Bag, whoever asked this question. Like, oh, Tommy, yeah, I'm not paid by Visor, and now he's in bed with Visor. Like, hit that one head on.
Yeah, so first off, we've always advertised that we've never taken a dime from these guys. We advertise them because we believe they're the best search engine tool in the world. That is still true to this date. We can all confirm here there's no money exchange. There's no crazy handshake deal that they're paying us to advertise. They just offer the best search engine tool in the world. And I'll give these guys props to make this relationship happen. They turned down money. They turned down deals from people in the last few weeks, which we don't have to go into all their details, that would have made them exclusive. But also deals that would have put Visor in a closet to die. And, for me, I want to advertise the best search engine tool in the world, but I also want to be honest to you guys at all times. So by doing this allows this company to grow so they don't have to take a deal because they need the money. They can grow based on my reach because I believe it's the best search engine out there, while these guys can build the best tool and not be beholden to one particular person or having to take a deal, because that's how tech companies are. And I don't have to go too much into crazy detail in there, but that's the idea behind it. But these guys took a huge risk with us as well, so I want to give you guys props and thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah, it's really, this is so important, and Cole and I believe this into our core. It's just that we, together with Delivrd, want to, above everything else, reinvent the way that we buy cars, and that's by providing you the best possible tools to do it. And because you deserve it. For so long, how is it that you could search for cars online for the past 3 decades, but the best that we can do is just search and scroll for page after page after page of listings. Like, it has been set up for a reason. It has been set up to serve you as many ads as possible. It has allowed you to not get the insight that you deserve to reach an equitable deal when you're buying such an expensive thing in your life that allows you to go from point A to point B to point C, etc. You deserve better, and we deserve better. We use the product ourselves day in, day out because we just like looking for cars. But anyway.
I've got 2 questions that I think are great here.
Yeah.
Number 1, somebody's like, well, you might not exchange any money, but definitely stake. And Cole, if you're not weirded about it, if you get in the center of them, we don't have to move the camera at all.
Oh
Sit
yeah,
behind
this
them.
is true.
Now we get a really good shot.
Could you sit there?
It's like a dancing team,
It's like a dancing team.
Like
What I'm gonna like, it's like
when
You'll
everybody
be-
gets in
you'll
line,
sit-
and then one guy pops his head out.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the stake part, and I could recenter because the camera movement is weird, but we are broadcasting.
There we go.
YouTube
Yeah, wait.
horizontal in TikTok.
Okay, yeah, wait. This is good. Wait,
not bad.
we're almost there, but we just gotta get Craig, and you gotta move that over. Sorry, guys.
Working.
We've never done a 3-person stream before.
You almost
Okay.
got it, Tommy. All right.
I won't. Okay, so I can. Yeah. So when it comes down to stake, I do not own any stake in. There was no equity exchange or anything along those lines, and they don't own anything in Delivrd. This is a mutual agreement. The best analogy we can figure out is Avengers. We all have the same mission, which is make car buying a fun and amazing experience. And one of the things that I believe and why I like Visor so much and why I tell people to use it is because every other search engine tool has one person they're serving, and that is not you. That is dealerships. If you don't believe me, and again, I think everybody should get their own bag every way they can, you can see right now cars.com is a great search engine tool that people utilize, but it is being advertised by every single dealership in the world right now. You go look at every influencer in the world, they're all talking about cars.com. Why? It's because their real audience is getting leads to the dealership. And if they get more people on that, they can get more leads, and they are paying for those leads. That's not how you guys work. You guys aren't paying, or dealerships aren't paying you guys for leads. The idea behind is build the best search engine tool for consumers, and then hopefully you guys sign up for Visor Plus. That's your guys' business model.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing to add here is that along this journey, I'll say that full transparency, the first lines of code to build Visor just started 6 months ago, right? So we are still, it's just Cole and I. It is just Cole and I. We are full time on this, and we have been, and we're just working every day to try to make this experience better for you all and do the things that align with the interests of the people, align with the interests of the consumer to get, bring more equality into this. And I will say that along the way, there have been dealers that have reached out that we've had conversations with, and the interesting thing is that each one of them has expressed ultimate frustration with the way that the other car search sites treat them by how much they charge them for leads. And they just, dealers don't even like it. And that's interesting. So you're just talking about a broken search experience for all sides. And that's what really needs to change.
Now, there's a great question here that says, how does this partnership, this alliance, this Avenger moment help Visor clients, and how does this help Delivrd clients? What's the benefit for everybody here?
It's a good question. How does it help you guys?
Well, for one, I think more and more people deserve to know about something like this that exists for them. I think we don't have, it's just Cole and I. We don't have 1,000 engineers. We don't have a big team. We do not have a big budget. We're doing this together, and we don't have this type of resources that other car search sites have. And so it's great to be able to work with Tommy and the rest of the Delivrd team that are advocating for consumers and providing so much great education to consumers on how to also reach equitable deals on their own, or to, in the case of Delivrd services, be able to hit an easy button, say, hey, I want this car, just put it in my driveway, putting dreams in driveways, right? And so there's that aspect of it. And together, by doing this together and being the only ones out there to be building a search plus services experience for the consumer, we're learning a lot along the way together, and coming together to do this just means that consumers benefit even more.
Yeah.
There's this, go ahead, Tommy.
I would say, and for Delivrd, we utilize this tool on a day-to-day basis. All of our negotiators use Visor Plus. We use it for searching every single day. And for me and for our clientele, this is the first, we have a decent size audience here. We use a search engine tool every single day on stream. This is the first company that not only took an interest in what we were doing, but utilizes that information week per week, every day, to add new features to their market set. If Cars.com, if Auto Trader, if Cars Gurus, if all of them wanted to make a better experience for their consumer, all they had to do was watch my stream in order to see the common issues that an everyday buyer is having, but they didn't. And that's what I liked about Craig and Cole. This wasn't something we decided overnight. We've been working together. Really, we've been talking about Visor for months now. And now we just wanted to have this moment where we have some set goals in front of us that is going to take an Avengers like moment where we're going to share this vision, where we can still operate as companies together, but we're all operating towards the same goal, which is making this a better experience for consumers.
I'll answer one quick question about, I think, what are the benefits of Visor Plus? To be honest, the rationale behind Visor Plus, like the features, is really we want to make the site as accessible as possible to everybody. So if you don't want to spend the $4 a week or the $50 of the year or whatever, like make it affordable for people. And it's all about just those little extra features that may help you find that exact car that you want. That's why instead of browsing all the listings directly, you can, to try to find like the Bowers and Wilkins systems in like an XC90 or whatever, you can just select it directly in your search preferences, right? And it's more set up to just support this movement, support the site, and just give you a couple things along the way. We want to do this as much as possible for free, but I think the question that I also saw in here is like, who pays you? Like, how do you make money? This is how we do it, because that's why we can stay independent and focused on the consumer, because we've seen the pitfalls of how the other sites have operated. Just like
and this is a great question here. What actually changes if they've previously cooperated? Since Visor and Delivrd had a pretty good relationship, we've all got to know each other really well. The big question here is like, what's the big to do? And I think the alliance component, let's make it make sense for people, so the consumers, the dealers, for everybody else. Why does this partnership? What impact will this partnership have, and why did it have to be a partner?
Yeah, I mean, I can jump on this a little bit. If I'm talking about the Delivrd side, I've told you guys my mission with this company is to reinvent the way we buy cars. Right now, I give a lot of advice, and I serve a product that is designed for people who have more money than time. And I can give you all the advice in the world. But in reality, 80% of the buyers out there are people who have more time than money, that need all of the resources possible in order to get a great deal on a car, and they just watch the content to make that happen. I want Delivrd to be a one-stop shop for that. When people think about buying a car, they go to Delivrd. And there's two different ways Delivrd could go. We could build all of our own tools, build our own resources, make it all proprietary, and maybe not have the world's best tool, but certainly own it all. Or we can prop up other companies that are sharing the same mission, sharing the same goals, the same Avengers moment. For Delivrd, we are advertising a company we don't have equity in because we believe in their product and we believe it's the best search engine tool for consumers. That's it. So when you go to Delivrd site, you see Visor there, and that gives you the confidence to know that you're using the world's best search engine tool. It's not a paid sponsorship. It's not a paid ad. It's not the one that we built because we get money when you sign up. It's just the best out there. So for Delivrd clients, it's serving that 80% that we are not doing with $1,000 service.
There. And I think the big announcement, the big takeaway, and what people are getting lost in is why make an announcement if it's just going to be a partnership, right? What's the advantage of this? And do you mind from the back end where I see the big advantage, and you guys push back on it? Like, the advantage is consumers need to know there's multiple companies fighting for them and they're teaming up. This is the thing. Like,
I'll touch on it.
Tommy, how many things do you see every single day where there's somebody who if they just had a little extra tool, a little more time, would have more money for their kids, more money for opportunity, more time for their life. And when you're seeing these and the messages on your site and the ease of use of it, these people are getting something substantive out of it. Like a public announcement, in my opinion, all it does is to tie in that there's Delivrd and Visor have a freaking goal together. We're moving up this hill together. Yeah. How important is that for the consumer, for them to know it?
100%. I think consumers right now feel like buying a car is this impossible task because the odds are stacked against you. You're facing a dealership that has years of experience and a business model that's cemented in the idea of supporting the dealership. The idea behind this, why we all flew to New York to do this, why we all had this conversation, is we have a lot of plans coming in the future on some joint products that we're going to be working on and some things that are going to help consumers. But the number one goal is to understand that there are companies out here that are fighting for the consumer having the best experience. We all have the same goal. There are so many companies that advertise, and this is stuff you guys don't see on the back end. There are so many trade-in tools. There's so many search engine tools that just their number one customer is a dealership. So the entire experience is around the dealership. And then, okay, now how do we make it so consumers use the site for dealerships? I would like to put, Delivrd stamp of approval, whatever you want to call it, and partner with companies that have the same mission of ours, which is reinventing the way we buy cars for what's best for consumers. And having a consumer first model means that we're businesses that don't take money from dealerships. We don't, they don't. That is something that we all align with. We are not taking a dime from the dealership because our customer is not a dealer. Is that a profitable way to go for a lot of companies? Sure, but that is not our model. Our model is let's add as much value as we can for consumers and make a process that is no longer a fun process for consumers enjoyable.
I will touch on two things here really quick. I saw a TikTok question or statement from CCG about red shirt, me, Craig, being the mastermind. The actual mastermind is actually Cole.
Oh, no.
The way that the vision of responsibility with me and Cole is that the design of the site and kind of like interface / experience is me. The actual data and like how the site flows, and that's the desktop version of the website, the mobile version, and the iOS app is all Cole. Like two guys doing this is a little wild, so we really appreciate everybody's patience with like bugs, and getting bug reports from you guys has been great and super helpful in building this. And the second thing is a couple notes that I've been seeing on the Visor Plus subscription. This is something that Cole and I are actively talking about right now because like we have gotten remarks on both sides of it. It's like, I like having a weekly or monthly option because I'm in the market for 3 weeks or 3 months and I like the flexibility, but we also don't want it to just be subscriptions. Like we want to do whatever is best for the consumer, right? We want to give you guys the flexibility. So we're trying to figure that out. And we really just appreciate all the feedback because that's what makes us all better, right?
The reason that there are so many websites out there that have the opposite business model is because it's easy, right? I mean, dealers are willing to pay for this stuff, right? But this business model that Craig and I have been using is hard. It's harder, right? But just because it's easier doesn't mean it's better. And we think that this is hard but valuable, and it's hard but it's worth it in the end.
And then this comes down to a big thing where, a lot of people who buy a car don't realize how important it is to find a car and how hard it is to find a car. And a lot of people who find a car don't sometimes realize how hard it is to negotiate the deal that they think they should get.
Yeah.
So these are two pillars of the 3-pillar system, but there's still a third pillar is what do you do with your old car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Soko Surf, really quick, answering your question on, this is YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Soko Surf on YouTube, the debate would be like, do we just do like a we're valuing like one-time purchase for like a period of time you need it? Like, do you need a day pass? Do you need a week pass? Do you need a month or 3 months, year, whatever? We're still trying to figure that out. And so like even like all this is really valuable to us. And we just appreciate you guys voicing your opinions.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be honest. We don't know yet. I mean, we're still in the early days of this, right? So again, thank you.
I'm going to read a comment here on one of the reasons why this partnership's amazing. Patrick Metcalf. Visor has been insane for me this week. I have called 5 dealerships and brought up how many days the car has been listed. Could hear the little sweat on some of the dealers. Visor has been great to me.
Yeah,
you.
I love that, and I also want to touch on this because a lot of people are saying, "What is the announcement? What is the announcement?" Guys, we can make an announcement here that's all about money and all about, okay, guys, we're going to offer this brand new things, and we have some exciting projects that are coming down the line. The idea behind this is we are cementing down on pen and paper video that this is a partnership that we both have the same mission and the same goal, and we are going to start building products together in a way that can be symbiotic while still helping the consumer. We want people. This announcement serves the people that aren't using Delivrd service as well. The people who watch our content, that go and want to buy their own car on their own, but yet they don't have the money or they don't value that $1,000 service. So here is a completely free to use service you can use that I recommend, that I use on a day-to-day basis. I am not paid to say that. I don't need to say that. I didn't have to fly to New York City in order to have that conversation, but I did because it's important. Because consumers need to know that the best search engine tool out there is Visor right now. There is nobody beating what they do, and they have the reason why is their customer is you. It's not dealerships, and every other search engine has it backwards.
There's a Jimmy says lifetime subscription or like lifetime option. Yeah, this is something that we've talked about before because again, like Cole and I's main focus is just how can we level the playing field between the tools that dealers have. Like I bought maybe too many cars in my life and traded in most of the time, and you go in and you have your existing car and you got an idea of what it might be worth, and you go into the dealer and they say, well, actually, we have these tools and this is what it says, and you're like, they may provide you with a printout, but they have these tools. Like, why don't you get these tools? Why don't you get this level of intelligence or insight into the market?
You're coming in there with a squirt gun and they have a rocket launcher.
Yeah, we're just so tired of that, and that's why it's printed on the bottom of the site. That we're. Yeah,
and we're not. As I was saying, and I want to jump on a few things because a lot of people are like, "What's the announcement?" The idea is we have a lot of things that are coming down the road, and we're going to touch on a few of them. But like Dino Spider, like an idea that is beautiful, which is what would be nice if Delivrd had a market that on Visor said we could have a Delivrd deals closed, and they could go through all the deals that we negotiated for the car that you're looking for. With this partnership, we can share that data to them at no cost to them. They can utilize the data if it helps the consumer. These are all conversations we can all have because we all have the same mission, which is that transparency and better for the customer. That's what this partnership allows us to do. Instead of it just being Tommy's using Visor because it's cool, let's all partner together, share resources in order to have a common goal, but no strings attached, no money. So all of us know we're still working for the customer. The second we shake hands and I take money from these guys, if these guys end up doing something horrible and their search engine tool is disastrous, I can't tell you that anymore, right? And same for them, to us. They recommend us on their website. They tell us about us. If we end up not being the world's best negotiation service out there, they have that option to say, we're out.
And I think this I have to jump on this because the cynicism is high, and I want to attack this. One question is like, what's weird? Why would you guys buy damn plane tickets to go make an announcement of something you're already doing? And somebody else is like, oh, hashtag ad, you're already promoting each other. Gosh darn it. This is why the money is spent. This is why the energy is spent, because everyone's cynical. Everyone thinks everyone's going to get hosed. 3 people on camera right now are saying we are here to support the consumer. Here's a bunch of shit for free. Here's all this incredible stuff we're going to do to make your life and experience better. Spend more time with your family. Spend less money and giving away all the edge to every dealership. And they're like, this is BS. This is an ad. The cynicism in this industry has gotten everybody into a point where an announcement like this has to be made in person. You have to say there's an alliance that has nothing other than your best interests at heart. And people will fight you to death on that. They'll say, no, I don't want you to have my best interest. You're a scam.
And I mean, the other, Cole and I are not based in New York. Cole lives in Columbus. I live in Los Altos, which is like near San Francisco. And New York also had the auto show. So it was nice to see some cars. Because we are car enthusiasts. Like, I love cars. And Cole loves the data with cars. And Tommy loves cars. And it's just, I think to harp on your point earlier, it's the ideas that you guys have over what you want out of your car buying experience is what we want to hear because we want to do it. What gets Cole and I really excited is about getting a ask in an email about a feature and just doing it that week, regardless of what we had planned. Like, I don't know how many of you have seen our change logs, what's new on the top of the website, but a good chunk of that every week is just what you guys want because you guys deserve it. And I hate to harp on it any further, but just, if you have ideas and have wants right out of a search product, we want to hear it. Just like with what your car negotiating wants are as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that's the entire idea, guys. I understand that some people are wanting, like I said, the partnership. We have a few ideas in head, which is another reason why we're here, is how can we help serve each other better. And we can get into a few of what those ideas are. But the reason why, yes, we have multi reasons to be in New York. We all wanted to go to the auto show. And we all wanted to meet together to make sure this all was making sense, that we all work toward the same goal, and give some ideas that we can work together on, the ways that can enhance the experience for Visor clients, enhance the experience for Delivrd clients, and try to build something. And that's what this meeting was about. And that's why we had this. And we wanted to go out there. I wanted to publicly go out and say, hey, I'm putting my name on Visor. That's this Delivrd stamp of approval. They are the best search engine tool out there. I want you guys to know that you guys have people that have your back, that want to make this car buying process a more enjoyable process. And that's the idea behind it.
Thank you, Derek, for the support in the chat. Yeah, and not to get overly romantic on it about it, but it's a really cool thing to be able to have this collective to go and have a mission and build something together, and to have an opportunity to chase something that's for the people, for the consumer, and try to bring more equality and into the process of buying a car. Like, I can't harp on it enough that you guys deserve to have the tools at hand when buying a incredibly expensive thing and something you use day in, day out. Like, I'm so tired of feeling outgunned when walking into a dealer.
Yeah. And the some people are talking about the romanticizing or taking ourselves a little too seriously. Guys, when I started this company 2 years ago, my goal was to reinvent the way we buy cars. It wasn't, I'm gonna make $30,000 to $50,000 a month. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna work 10 hours a week, and I'm gonna negotiate some car deals, make a TikTok, and call myself a day. My goal was to reinvent an entire industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. That is something that has to be romanticized. And we have gone in 2 years' time from doing deals for free for anybody that would let us do it to now doing over 200 deals on a monthly basis. We have already started in 2 short years' time to have such an impact on this industry, and we don't plan on stopping. And we could go through and I can monetize the hell out of this. We could build our own search engine tool. I don't know, charge $40 a month for it and give you guys a whole bunch of data that really doesn't matter, but you guys trust me, so call it a day. Or I can go out here, do a completely free, non-paid advertisement of these two guys and say, hey, if you want a good deal on a car and you don't want to pay me to do it, this is the best way to search for that car. But sure, if you guys would like, I can start doing the more advertisement deals and we can start building products in order to maximize the dollar on views. That's not the idea of this channel. It never was the idea of this channel. The idea behind this channel is to make car buying enjoyable for all sides. And we have some really exciting products that are going to come down the line from this. I'll give you a sneak peek, for example. One thing that we're going to be doing is I want to build a trade-in tool. I believe every trade-in tool sucks right now. And I believe people are afraid to use websites like Carvana or CarMax because it pulls them away from who's paying for the most leads. I don't believe that for you to get the most amount of money for your car, it matters who's paying what. I believe we should have a search engine tool, or sorry, it's not a search engine tool, a trade-in tool that dealerships don't pay for any leads. They come in and they just offer their best dollar to the customer. And partnering with a company like this gives us more resources to build a project like that, because we now know that we have the world's best search engine tool. We don't have to put resources towards building that ourselves. There's products here. We can now solve this other problem, which is trade-ins, because right now people struggle to figure out what trade-ins are. Kelley Blue Book is one of the biggest jokes in this industry, and their values are so far off. Nobody has this right. So by partnering with these guys, one of the things that enables Delivrd to do is focus on another problem. Search engine's now great. I have full faith in these guys. Now we're going to tackle trade-in, which is coming very soon.
One quick question to answer from Mac on TikTok, and also kind of parlay with In the Woods Today. In the Woods Today says, don't forget people are out there selling our data. Yeah, and that's exactly why Car Gurus is free. There's, whether it be Car Gurus or Auto Trader or Cars.com or whomever, like they're built on ads and lead gen is you. Like they're the button that says like, is the car available, or request info, and you put your information in, that's typically being sold for like $20 to $200 depending on what the type of car is and the dealer, et cetera. And in the end, the dealers are paying that to, that other search tool. So the reason why Visor Plus exists is just a means to stay independent, and we try to keep as much of the site free as possible. But just Visor Plus is a means of kind of supporting that effort to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your trade engine tool will be only as good as the info it gets. Meaning, so let me go and like I'm gonna be like fully transparent on how I envision our trade-in tool. Like this is how I believe a consumer-first trade-in tool is. We want to have a trade-in tool that uses all of the online resources: Carvana, CarMax, ClickLane, Algo, We Buy Any VIN, and you get all of those offers in one congruent place. But on top of this, there are thousands of dealerships that want to work with Delivrd at any given time. What if there was a world where not only you got those offers, but that entire, your car, that VIN, or not even the VIN, just the make, the model, and a Carfax was sent to a dealership all across the country, none of your private information, and those dealerships could bid for 24 hours on that car for the highest bidder to actually buy that vehicle. This is a very big picture, but the idea behind it is you would never talk to a dealership at all. The dealership would never have your information, but they would be able to bid on a car that they may need for their inventory. So it would get you the most amount of money for your car. The dealership would pay $0 to be on this platform, and the consumer, again, this being a consumer front, would get the most amount of money for their trade. It's a win-win for everybody around. That's how I believe a consumer first trade-in tool goes in. Have dealerships bid for your trade, just like competition drives the price down. Competition also drives the price up for your trade.
Sorry, again, this is the first time that Cole and I have ever been on live. So we're borderline, I learned the statement of comfortably whelmed and overwhelmed. And I would say that I myself am like borderline between comfortably whelmed and overwhelmed. So just trying to keep up with the chat.
Yeah. There's you got to deal with the haters like Drake, for example.
It's amazing how positive the comments on YouTube are versus TikTok. I just realized, like,
And I want to point. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's life. Drake just says we have you banned from our dealership. First off, I bet if I called your dealership or just one of my reps called him a dealership, you wouldn't know it was us because we don't say it's us. But second, I want to talk about how consumer friendly we are. You can ban us from your dealership all you want. We believe that there is no good or bad dealership out there. Every dealership has the same goal: make the most amount of money possible. And this is why I don't have a blacklist of dealerships that you should avoid or you should go out. Because if I wanted to be vengeful, I'd be like everybody at Drake's dealership, avoid him like the plague because they avoid us. But no, they might give you the best deal as long as you put the time, the energy, and the effort in. Now, again, is it a red flag that Drake doesn't want to do business with somebody who wants to get the consumer the lowest price at a convenient factor? You guys be the judge of that. Drake must be really good at selling cars. But my point is that our main goal is to give you the best product for dealership or no, for consumers. And sometimes we have to join forces to make that happen. And that's what we're doing here. We now don't have to focus for Delivrd. We're talking about our selfish intent. We had the option. We want to make a search engine tool. Visor exists. We now don't have to put months and years of research into building a search engine tool because it exists. Now we can focus on another problem, which is the trade-in tool, because that product does not exist. There is no good search engine tool out, or no, sorry. No good trade-in tool out there. And that's what we want to fix next, which is where Delivrd going for the next, for the Q2, we're tackling that problem.
A question from Joshua Stern that says, you guys built this site within the last 6 months. That's right. That's when the first line of code went in for the site. And I will say it is just Cole and I building the site. And so any apologies for any sort of bugs or crashes that you guys have experienced along the way in this journey of building this all together, like in public. And so bug reports, always appreciated, any feedback. And again, we're building this for you guys and obviously together with Delivrd to be able to build something that's best for the consumer. So if you send me an email, just know I work on Pacific hours. So it might be a little bit later in the day if you're on Eastern because it's just getting started. But anyway.
How tall is Craig and Cole? Well, I'm 6'3". So I don't know, 6'5", 6'5". That makes sense. Makes sense. Wait, what else we got? Great job in your first live. Yes, you guys are doing great.
Thanks.
What'd you code it with? Is that an interesting question?
This is a Cole question.
I don't know how much your viewers want to know the dirty details, but
It's designed in Figma, and
it's designed in Figma.
we love using Figma. Well, actually, our Figma board is kind of a disaster because it's a bunch of ideas. And anyway.
I don't know if you guys know, there's this revolutionary technology called HTML and JavaScript. No, I'm joking. For the nerds out there, it's Next.js.
Mhm.
And it is web plus, like you can use it on desktop or mobile, or there's an iOS app. And for all the Android users out there, we hear you, and we're doing our best to bring it to Android. We actually need to buy an Android. I have an old Pixel, but we need to buy an Android device so that we can like build it on Android. But
Yeah. And I want to touch on this because I love Drake. Your enthusiasm is crazy. Anyone who thinks that buying a car is cheaper with a fourth party service is, I don't know, the English there is rough. I want to be clear, very crystal clear. Just hear me, Drake. I don't know if we're talking here. Nobody needs to hire Delivrd to get a good deal on a car. By paying Delivrd, you are spending more money because you can do the same damn thing on your own by following my tips, following my tricks, which are absolutely free on social media. You can watch my content, but if you don't like me, there's other people out there and you can get a great deal. You just have to put time, energy, and effort in. And that's the problem with car dealerships. And I'm gonna use Drake as a particular. Drake does not understand why we do 150 to 200 deals a month because Drake, as a car salesman, does not understand your needs. Your need is you wanna save time, energy, and anxiety. And I'm telling you, because this person is complaining, saying, oh, you think it's gonna save you money. No, what I think I'm going to do is save you time, energy, and anxiety, and it scares people like Drake to just say that out loud. I'm not here to save you money. That's not my goal. I'm going to save you money. It's going to be a byproduct, but nobody should hire Delivrd. Nobody to save money. If you want to save money and save $1,000, go use Visor, go do the research, call it a day. That's the entire idea of this meeting right now.
Drake just said he's not a car salesman.
He is. He just said he sold 30 a month. He's a liar.
No, I think he's in the detail department.
He said he sold 30 a month.
Jacob
Wind,
Jacob Wind, thank you for making my day. I'm reading it. That's awesome. Harry, if you see any like fake dealers or problems with dealers, just let us know. Just send me an email and we'll get that corrected.
Yeah, and somebody said your sales pitch is saying we don't need you 100%. You know what you also don't need? You don't need Uber Eats. You don't need Uber. You don't need Netflix. There's plenty of things that people commoditize because it makes your life easier. I pay somebody to mow my lawn every week. I do not need that person. I have 2 legs and I'm able to push a lawnmower. I do it because it saves me time, energy, and anxiety. And that's the problem we have really in the car industry. Our people are afraid to say where their value is. Our value is I save you time, energy, and anxiety, and you get a great deal on your car. You get all of those things, but getting the great deal in the car is the back end of that. That is the byproduct of what we've just done. It is not the reason you hire us.
And Tommy, if I may,
Yeah.
You don't need Visor or Visor Plus even, right? There are a million other search engine tools out there, right? If you're okay with the idea of you being a product sold to the customer, which is the dealer, and not being sure about the quality of the information you're seeing, go use the other sites. Yeah. I mean,
David D asked the question. Sorry, being a car nut. What does Craig/Cole drive? Cole previously owned a Mark 6 Golf TDI.
Yep,
now
2013 Golf. Yeah.
Yep. Now you have now he has a Nissan Rogue.
A Nissan Rogue. Yes. I know.
Some of the vehicles that we've owned and loved are kind of at the bottom of the homepage. Currently, I'm driving I replaced our beloved Volvo V60 Polestar engineered with a X5 because our dog just didn't really fit so well in the trunk, and we made him suffer for 4 years with that thing, and he just barely fit. And we have a Miata, and I just love the Miata so much.
Okay, sorry, ignore that phone call. I don't have access to my normal meeting.
I don't want to be that guy, but I think we're coming up on.
Yeah,
are we?
We're coming up on time. Okay, guys. So that's the big announcement that we have. We're super excited. We have some really fun products. We kind of give you some sneak peek of a few of them that are going to be coming here in the future. you guys haven't, go on to, you guys go to Delivrd website. Visor's right on the front page. You can go there, search for the car, find the best deals, get out there. But thank you guys so much for being here. Regular scheduled content. We'll be back either tomorrow or next week. I don't know.
Thanks for all the support, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.